In last night's Republican debate, boy, were there a lot of lies told. So I'm going to hit the tip of the iceberg here. Almost every statement had some sort of at least misleading part to it, but most of them were outright fabrications. So I'll give you some examples here. So Senator Rand Paul backed Ben Carson, who backed Donald Trump on vaccines. Oh my God, that's unbelievable. So first Trump says, oh, this kid I know, he got a vaccine and then he got a fever. And by the way, sometimes that does happen. That's perfectly normal, right? That is a real consequence sometimes of vaccines. Not oftentimes, but sometimes. And then he goes on to say, and then right afterwards he became autistic. Preposterous. That didn't happen. That's ridiculous. Every single scientific paper has said there is no link between the vaccines and autism. Trump says that. Now, you got Dr. Ben Carson, who's famous for being one of the best doctors in the country, sitting right next to him. And he says, well, you know, when pressed, Tapper had to press him. Well, every scientific paper disagrees with that. But you might want to space out your vaccines. Why? There's no science behind that. The scientists have weighed in on that and said, no, if you space out the vaccines, you might get sick in the middle. It will definitely hurt you rather than help you. There's no science behind that. And then Dr. Rand Paul, such as he is, jumps in and goes, yeah, I mean, you might want to space them out for liberty. What does that mean for liberty? You guys are a national embarrassment, man. There's no science behind that. Total fabrication right from the get-go. So now, Trump again with another lie. He said he didn't want to bring casino gambling to Florida. Jeb Bush was right about this. Jeb Bush said, hey, you gave me money and you wanted casino gambling and I didn't do it for you. Fact checkers go in there and they look up and it turns out, yes, we have someone on the record who used to be a state leader in the Republican Party that Donald Trump hired to be his lobbyist to get casino gambling in Florida. Did he pay Jeb Bush? Yes. When he was running for president, for governor of the state of Florida, he gave him $50,000. That's also on the record. Now, it's not on the record that Trump specifically asked for the casino gambling, but at the same time that he gave the money, he was looking to build casinos in Florida. Jeb Bush did say no to that. So score that one for Jeb Bush. And when Trump said, I never asked for that, and that was not my intention, it appears to be a clear lie. Mike Huckabee said that Hillary Clinton was under FBI investigation for her emails. Not true. So her emails are a significant controversy. Should she have deleted her private emails? Well, the FBI says that she has every right to delete private emails. Now, the real question is whether she received any classified material on her private server. Okay, now that is also not a criminal matter, at least for now. Is the FBI investigating? No. That is a lie. The FBI is not investigating her for that, okay? So someone else in the debate, by the way, said, at Planned Parenthood, they admitted to several felonies. Planned Parenthood never admitted to any felonies because they didn't commit any felonies. Total and utter lie. Now we go back to Trump. He said illegal immigration is costing us $200 billion a year. Where did he come up with that number? Well, there's two possibilities. One is right out of his ass, right? Because no one can find that actual number anywhere. Now, the closest one is $300 some odd billion in a chain email. That's so embarrassing, man. It's like one of those Nigerian princes, send me the money and I'll send you more money back. That kind of chain email. And that's been debunked years and years ago. Even the most extreme right-wing group whose whole purpose is to fight against immigration says the most it could possibly cost us is $99 billion, half of what Trump said. Right? And that's not anywhere near true. Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says actually it's almost a wash because a lot of them pay into taxes, but since they don't have documentation and they're not here legally, they can't get Social Security and Medicare back. So it's possible that doesn't really cost us much at all, okay? But certainly nowhere near $100 billion. Now here's the great irony. If we actually made them legal, and it's a bipartisan bill that already passed the Senate but got killed in the House, Marco Rubio actually led that effort, believe it or not. Now he's backing away from it, like, I didn't mean to be pro-immigration, I'm so sorry. Turns out if we did that bill, because you would document them and they would become a normal part of the economy and they would pay all of their taxes and contribute in every way to the government, we would actually make $200 billion, the exact opposite of what Donald Trump said. Okay, now, look, Trump is leading in the lie category. He was also had some things that he said that were right, by the way. When he said Fiorina had a terrible track record in Hewlett-Packard and nearly destroyed the company, he was right on all those specifics. So fair is fair. But now yet another misrepresentation by Trump. He said, we're the only country stupid enough to have birthright citizenship. No, that's part of what makes us special. It's in our Constitution. Anyone who's born here is an American. We don't judge, unlike some other countries, based on your race, your ethnicity, your national origin. We judge whether based you are an American, and that's in our Constitution. And if you're born here, you're an American. That's in the document. There's no way around it. It's as clear as it can be. Anyone born in the United States is an American citizen. But in this case, he says no one else in the world does that. And Mexico, who's sending their bad guys here, they don't even do that. Okay, you ready for this? Of course, 30 countries do that. Now, we're in the minority. Most countries don't, but 30 countries do. And among those 30 countries is Mexico. Of course! Never bothers to fact check himself, surrounded by yes men all around. Look, I can go all day long, but let me give you the worst one. Well, actually, there are two that are competing. So let me go with Jeb Bush first, just because now technically you decide whether this is a lie or not, but I can tell you the reality, right? So when he got into a debate with Trump, he said about his brother, he kept us safe. Now, I know that a lot of people would consider that a matter of opinion, right? But let me give you some facts behind it. First of all, 9/11 happened on George Bush's watch. Didn't happen on Carter's watch or Obama's watch or Clinton's watch. And you think that if major terrorist bombing happened under Obama's watch, but it was only 9 months into his term, that Dick Cheney and the Republicans were like, oh no, give Obama a pass. Now that's okay. That's not on him. You don't think that, do you? Right? And remember, he got briefings saying, watch out, bin Laden determined to attack inside the United States. He said to the officer who gave him that, the CIA officer who gave him that briefing, when he was on vacation, you covered your ass, now go home. He didn't pay any mind to it at all. So, as Jimmy said on the show the other night when we were covering the debate, it's like Lincoln's security detail saying he only got shot once. Yeah, that's technically true, right? But that did the job. And then, of course, there was the Anthrax attacks against the government officials, against the media. There was this Washington sniper. Imagine there was a sniper, and David Wallman made this point online today. Imagine there was a sniper named Mohammed who Obama couldn't catch for a month, shooting random people all over Washington. You think they'd give Obama a pass and say, oh, no, that doesn't count as a terrorist attack? And the list goes on and on and on. And, of course, he helped the bad guys who were fighting against us, both in Afghanistan and then Iraq, a war we didn't even need in the first place. You know how many people we lost by bringing our troops there and making it easier to kill them? You know how many guys we lost? We lost 6,800 men in Afghanistan and Iraq. We lost tens of thousands of people to injuries, and by, they lost limbs, traumatic brain injuries, etc., let alone the hundreds of thousands of Iraqi civilians who were killed. Of course, I know for Republicans, they don't count that at all. But to say that George W. Bush kept us safe when he lost all those men and all those attacks happened under his watch, and by the way, at the end of all that, what arose out of Iraq after we created that mess? ISIS. And now they're going to tell us he kept us safe. Please. Okay, but that actually, to me, is not the worst lie. The worst lie comes from Carly Fiorina. So sure, she lied about her track record at Hewlett-Packard. I broke that down. But to me, the worst lie was another one. When she said that in the Planned Parenthood videos, there was, quote, a fully formed fetus on the table, its heart beating, its legs kicking, while someone says we have to keep it alive to harvest its brain. Totally and utterly made up. Now you have to understand something. The Planned Parenthood videos were doctored. But even in the doctored version, where they inserted things that did not happen at Planned Parenthood, they didn't even insert that in. There is no such thing in any of the videos. Now, there's two pieces of the videos that are not from Planned Parenthood. One, they put a fetus who had been aborted on the table, not from Planned Parenthood. They doctored it. They doctored the video and put it in there. They acknowledged that, yeah, that's not from Planned Parenthood. Another one was a stillborn baby, not aborted. They put that in that was doctored. But even those 2 doctored pieces of video did not have a fetus kicking and screaming and having a heartbeat while someone said, let's harvest its brain. Total lie, 100% lie, not a 99% lie. She does it with such ease, as if it's the most true thing anybody's ever said. These politicians are unbearable. You wonder why we can't stand them. Nothing but lie after lie after lie coming out of their mouths. And by the way, CNN, what do? They let every one of those lies stand. Now, they outsourced to factcheck.org to do the journalism for them. Now, who's going to go check factcheck.org after the debate? Some people, but not a lot of people. Jake Tapper, you're right there. You're moderating the debate. You're supposed to be a journalist. You know what's in those videos. You know she made that up, or maybe you don't know, but you should know. Don't you know any of these facts? He did not correct a single one of these lies. And by the way, then, unbelievably, after the debate, CNN's fact checkers say, well, that claim by Fiorina is true but misleading. It's not true. It's not in the videos. God damn it, do journalism. Do journalism. Why? They're dying to be nonpartisan. The Republicans say this, Democrats say this. I don't know. Please, Republicans, I want you to have the next debate with us because our ratings were really, really good. Where in the videos is there a kicking and screaming fetus with someone saying, let's harvest brain? Nowhere, not even in the doctored videos. God damn it, man. Again, these media guys have totally failed us, totally and utterly. It's just a circus, and they're the ringleaders of that circus. So what you saw last night was a lot of gibberish and an incredible number of lies.